morning to another day in Japan during my 3-week trip through popular cities and through Kyushu, and today is day 2 and it's a really special day for me because it's Halloween! It was on my bucket list for so long and the reason why we came to Japan during this time span. And JJK was definitely not a reason for that. I hope I can give you an impression about how Halloween is in Tokyo, what you can do and also what you definitely should not do. Which brings me to point 1, don't do it when you're still jet lagged. I only slept like 2 hours, and since my friend also didn't sleep well, we didn't meet, but instead Kevin and me went to Ikebukuro together and found this so-called Mermaid cafe. You might think that it's a theme cafe, but it's not. Her breakfast was so good though, and it made the day a little bit better. I cried so much on the night before because we had so many plans for the day and then jet lag just happened. I don't know if anyone can relate, but if I don't get my 8 hours of sleep, I'm just so grumpy and I hate everything. But I was in Tokyo, so I didn't want to be too dramatic. With a filled tummy, we headed to Sunshine City, a mall with many anime-related stores. It was also just a short walk from the Mermaid Cafe. When we arrived, we were greeted by cute anime ads, and we also saw a super adorable Sanrio cafe, and I wanted to have everything. But I had a bucket list destination for my sweets on the day, so we had to skip it. Maybe next time. After leaving Japan in 2019, the Pokémon Sweets Cafe opened, a little dessert shop, and it was on my bucket list ever since then. So today it was time to finally try it out. Before we wanted to go visit some other Pokémon related spots, and I loved that you had Pokémon references everywhere. They have a really unique store here. For example, this Pokemon Go station. You can find merch and statues related to the game, and look at how the spot looks like in the game. It is surrounded by many Pokestops, gyms and cute Pokemon that you can catch, so you can spend a lot of time in here. As someone who used to be addicted to Pokemon Go, it was such a cool place. And you can also take pictures with the team leaders of Pokemon Go and Professor Willow, the absolute daddy. I meant cutie. There was a kids corner as well, and the Pichu TV is in need. Of course, there's also a Pokemon Center, and it's worth a visit as well. They had a really big variety of goods, and of course we were greeted by a Pikachu wall and the Christmas plushies again. Am I the only one who almost never buys seasonal plushies? I love plushies that just fit into my room throughout the year and not only during specific time frames. Those Pokemon home plushies and the trainer keychains were also very adorable, but I have so many keychains I needed to stop myself from getting a Larry one. And oh my god, the outside of the store is just the best. They have Pokemon starter statues and they look so cute. I took so many pictures even though I was so tired and I felt miserable. Also, my card got declined at the store because apparently I gave them the wrong pin code, but I don't know what was up. After the card shock, I needed something sweet, so we went to Pokemon Sweets. I heard that the queues can get very long here, but we came in the morning, so we didn't have to wait at all. As with Pokemon things in general, everything looked so detailed and cute, and the interior looked amazing. They even had a Garbodor trash can, which is so funny to me. We picked an Alcremie ice cream and an apple tea, which was handed to us by this very kind Polteaghost. It was so nice to finally be here after seeing this place on so many videos. Everything was delicious as well and passed the cuteness and the taste test. After that, we visited some more anime stores like this One Piece one that I didn't remember during my last visit, but then we went back to the hotel. I didn't film anymore because my mood was so down, so we decided to take a nap instead. My friend that I wanted to meet also didn't feel well, so we just decided to be spontaneous when we would meet. After a 2-hour nap, we got into our casual cosplays and we went to Omote Sando. It is the area between Harajuku and Shibuya, and if you ever come to Tokyo, you should definitely walk from there to Shibuya. The little alleys are just so pretty and they have so many cute little stores. It was also almost sunset time, so everything looked even more beautiful. I I actually thought we would spend time with my friend on that day, and then in the afternoon we would meet with other friends in Shibuya to take some group pictures, but sometimes you have your plans and then jet lag just says no. But I really appreciated that we felt better after the nap, and it's really scary to see how if you're sleep deprived, everything looks so different. Most of us also wanted to put on some Chainsaw Man cosplay, but yeah, those plans were not happening. And I love how casual a Makima cosplay looks like if it's not fully done yet. We also found a cute Kuromi store on the way to Shibuya Parco, which is the mall where the Nintendo store is located in, and I was so excited to finally visit it. I also couldn't wait to see how Shibuya is on Halloween because I was so excited for it, and I wanted to see if there would be many JJK cosplayers. When we arrived at Shibuya Parco, it was peak sunset, so I had an amazing idea. Let's get on the top of this building, because what if it has an accessible rooftop? And oh my god, it had one. And it is my secret for a nice Shibuya view for free, so just take the elevator to the top floor and enjoy this beautiful location. I don't think it's too well known as well because it wasn't very crowded. Before we could go visit the stores that we really wanted to see, we had to grab some food as we were very hungry. We didn't have anything since the Mermaid cafe, so we were happy when we found a sushi store in the lower floor of Shibuya Parco. You ordered the sushi from this tablet and then they drive it to you. I love when sushi places have this function because they make me so excited for no reason. I don't know why. They had some really cool sushi options, and then it was finally time to visit all of those gaming stores. They had a Capcom store and Kevin spent some sexy time in the Monster Hunter section, but didn't buy anything. I still regret that we didn't get this plushie, even though I didn't even play Monster Hunter. Then I finally saw the famous Mewtwo in front of the Pokémon Center in there. It looked amazing, and it is one of the best Pokémon Center statues in my opinion. The store itself was definitely not my favorite as it was very crowded, hard lights and dark interior. Better go visit the other ones if you want some sensory friendly shopping. But they had a unique station where you can design Pokémon shirts, which is super cool. Our next stop was finally the Nintendo store. I wanted to come here ever since it opened, and I've only been to the one in New York City so far, so this one had a bigger variety of stuff that you could get. Little warning, it is also very overstimulating here, very loud and crazy music was playing the whole time. I went there again in the end and it was not as crowded and much nicer, so better come here in the morning as well. The good thing was that they had so many cute things, and I really fell in love with all of the Animal Crossing merch, as it's hard to come by and Animal Crossing is such a big part of my life. I didn't buy anything this time, but as I said, I returned again and then I got a few things. Here are some impressions of the store. What would you get? And look at this little pigments that Kevin discovered. Isn't it adorable? I love the love to detail in Japan. This building even had a store with Elden Ring merch, and we got a present for Kevin's brother because he loved the Souls-like games. And as a contrast to that, they also had some cute Lolita fashion stores. I really would love to own such a cute dress one day. After shopping, it was time to get a glimpse of the Halloween chaos. Because of the situation in South Korea in 2022, Halloween was banned in Shibuya, but because of being a hotspot and JJK, people still wanted to come here, and I was no exception. I finally put on my whole Makima cosplay and Kevin his Pochita one, and then it was time to explore this part of the city. It was not that bad and crowded actually. The whole area seemed very safe, but it was also not really chill because you had to move all the time. When we wanted to take some pictures in a side alley, a security told us to leave, so maybe it was better that we didn't meet here with our friend group because it was impossible to take nice group pictures. I also found out where a real Halloween party was going on, but I will show you at the end of this video. We survived the Shibuya incident and it was time to head to Shinjuku. When I looked for ideas on what to do on Halloween, I found this bar which looks like a science lab, and I thought it would be perfect for this occasion. Our reservation was at 9 PM and we met there with our whole friend group. Even though this whole day was a mess, I was still so grateful that we could spend some time together. The interior and the lab coats of the bar owners were on point, and the cocktails were related to lab topics as well. You could even order a cocktail that was created by ChatGPT. They even had a water tasting. thing, which is so exciting as someone who doesn't drink any booze. So I ordered an alcohol-free cocktail, and Kevin had a cocktail that needed lap assistance, so it was very exciting to watch this, and it was such a unique experience. Overall, I can recommend that bar. It was cozy and kind of fit into the Halloween theme, and I really appreciated the time with my friends. At the end of this jet-lagged day, we found the real Halloween party of 2023, which took place in Shinjuku. Next time I will come here instead and won't bring any jet lag with me. Everybody was having so much fun, and I heard that other popular destinations for Halloween were Disneyland, Disney Sea, and Roppongi. Also, if Halloween is on a weekday, they celebrate it on the weekend before. So consider that in your plans, because I didn't. But we still had an amazing time, so see you next week for another video where I go visit Mount Fuji. If you enjoyed this video, please subscribe or leave a comment. I really appreciate it as it helps out this channel, and thank you so much for watching.